They already control you to a certain degree without Neuralink, which is a brain chip. They're using social media by understanding what you like, what you engage with, and by a browser search on what you believe and what you don't believe. Which means, in a way, they have a back door to your brain before you knew there was a door. Brain chips like this, according to my research, haven't been used to control people yet, but Neuralink managed to have a chimp control a game with its mind, and a company called DARPA managed to fly a moth around with a remote control by implanting a chip in its so-called brain. There are also brain chips that allow you to text using your mind. So if brain chips like Neuralink got to the point where they can read mind activity, where thoughts can be converted into digital signals and can be read by a computer and fully understood, we would officially get to the point of mind control in humans, especially if we can input data back into the brain. Most people believe something if everyone believes it. So whoever is trying to control minds just needs to control a few, then the rest will follow. This can be done by controlling influential people, head of states, government officials, your local top boy, or it could get to the point where if certain manipulative people you trust are affected, they could find a way of controlling you. Whoever is in control basically can influence the whole country and essentially the planet.
It to you, but what people call love is just a chemical reaction that compels animals to breed. It hits hard, Morty, then it slowly fades, leaving you stranded in a failing marriage. I did it. Your parents are gonna do it. Break the cycle, Morty. Rise above. Focus on science.
Frontal lobe of your brain is essential for thinking, emotions, personality, judgment, self-control, muscle control, movement, memory, and many other things. So a brain chip installed there could have the ability to manipulate all the functions your frontal lobe is responsible for. So literally kids who are raised with this brain chip will be programmed to think in a certain way, which influences the type of humans they become. And certain adults also can be influenced to thinking a certain way. Imagine the endless potential like motivation. Imagine being always motivated in achieving your goals by triggering the motivation sector in your brain, or in a negative ways by making you less motivated. So if the person controlling you doesn't want you to get anywhere, that would just affect your motivation, and vice versa for the person that wants you to get somewhere. But you're saying I won't get the brain chip. Well, it's going to be hard competing with people who have the chip. Imagine knowing how to code without taking the time to learn how to code. That would be possible with the technology, since the main reason you put it in your brain is for the advantages. Imagine the whole internet in your brain, plus what you know, plus all the books you wish you had time to read. Why would chips and brains in the future be reinforced? Well, companies may require them to work so they can monitor who's really doing the work and who's just messing about. And when hiring might only want people with certain personalities for their work culture, there may be a debate between where having a chip in your brain will only allow you to complete tasks faster. So it might get to the point where having one or not having one is a choice between employment and unemployment. So for some people, it'll be the choice between life or death. And biology is built to survive, so best believe some people will just accept brain chips. I mean, we currently have cell phones that have more than one camera with GPS monitoring our life, and we didn't complain, rather, we made it a must own. It may also get to the point where it is a government requirement, like the same way they require us to have an ID and have passports when going through borders. And as plastic surgery becomes more common and less ways of identifying people, since people can identify as anything now, it will get to the point where brain chips will be used as an identifier as cyborgs become a norm in society. But you're thinking, how would the government convince people to put chips in their brain? Well, the government may propose things such as if a person's thinking of getting violent, we could find ways to calm him down and prevent him from committing a crime, essentially protecting him. So the government will promise you a great life in exchange for your free will. which even in today's age is debatable if we have free will, with a lot of things influencing our judgment. Well, you could say I have a strong mind. You can say there is certain information I won't give up and not act like you don't know. They will still find a way to get the information out of you. For example, let's say someone wants the information like your address out of you. They'll find a way for you to rationalize the information, like giving your address, for example, to a delivery guy who's trying to deliver a package to you, but they actually want to do something negative with it, like rob you or send a hitman.